That's what it's like to have a beast running around your backyard. King of extreme right there. Look at that. Pure freaking muscle movement. This is a real American bully. Not an exotic, but the real deal. We built all around dogs here, regardless of what other people try to say to knock us down when they can't beat us. All around dogs. We may not be perfect, but to carry that kind of substance in mass, ain't no dog compared. Not yet. How old's Fuji now? 12 months?
14 months.
14 months? All beanstalk sons.
All beanstalk.
Yep, 11 months, 12 months, and 14 months. Yeah, very consistent. Massive rears, fronts, shoulders, everything. Bone, head.
Fuji.
This is the oldest one. I know.
Just like him. And Fuji, you can really see the baby stock face in him.
Yep.
So, as the partners go, some partners obviously do put in more work than the other partners in different areas. For the example, Piotre is very dominant in the show ring, in BKC, he's very competitive, he has a very high competitive drive. He takes it very, very to heart, which makes him really good at it as well. And then you got Jacek, who's really big into traveling and touring and exposing the Muscletone line to most of the parts of Asia and other parts of the world. He's big on traveling, and we got different aspects of things. Muscletone Sweden, who's now actually Romania, they're really big at building some of the better facilities and breeding the most consistent stock that they possibly can. They keep a lot of the dogs because they're very, very particular on what they breed and keep. And you got Ryan and Thomas in the UK. They make the most noise. Marketing wise, Ryan and Thomas are really the top dogs, that I have for marketing. They push the food supplement that they actually are the ones who've been working on it the most. They've been putting a lot of work into the food supplement that was being made in the UK since they're in the UK. And the dog food as well. They founded the original Muscletone dog food with us. So they were the people who started, they were the partners who started the whole thing. I have a lot of respect for those two guys when it comes down to, they're solid dudes. How do I say this in the best terms of way? They're the kind of guys that, if anything was to go wrong, I know I can count on them. They're always there for us. And when it comes to producing extreme, they are the most consistent extreme producing kennel that I have. We all produce extreme, don't get me wrong. Every kennel produces extreme, it's Muscletone after all. But the next plateaus and levels, as you can see, we're always growing in levels. The one that is the most advanced, the most neck to neck with Muscletone USA, which obviously the reason I'm in the lead is because always going forward in the stocks because I have the proper formula, and not only that, is that as well, I have the newest dogs, right? Muscletone UK on the other hand are up neck to neck with me. So when it comes to that, which is really good because I want all my partners to be up to date with me at all times. I don't want anyone to be left behind. So this is really, really important. In the past, I would have to take some of my best dogs and place them into my partner's kennels, or keep sending semen there, or give them new females so that they can keep catching up. I don't have that problem so much anymore, but I'm still a little bit ahead of everyone. but the UK is neck to neck with me. I have to say, Ryan and Thomas are neck to neck. We have a lot of the kennels that are still upcoming in, Russia and Philippines and all of that have not had their chance to put in the work that they need to put in to prove their, not to prove, but to show what area they're the most strongest in. But they all come within time. I've seen it all happen. They always start off and then they just bloom, and then they just find their niche and they just get really good at it. And that's what makes Muscletone such a good team, is that everyone's good at their department, and as all together, we're more powerful than we are alone. And that's the concept of the franchise. Franchise wasn't so much to make money. I would have made a lot more money without any franchise, because then I would have, dominated the whole market. I could have just bought acres of yards and hired lots of workers, and I would have sold every single puppy that exists out there, and there would be no other Muscletone kennel than me. But that wasn't the goal. The goal was to allow others to grow with me, to bring in strength, to bring this into the enterprise, and the dudes that you need by you, men and women that you need by you, have to be strong characters. And Ryan and Thomas are super strong characters. Don't get me wrong, Alex and Piotr and Jacek and Alan, and especially Jamie now in Australia. I mean, he's really impressing me, They're all strong dudes, but along the years you just know who you can count on in what department, and who's better at what. They're all evenly good at things, just in different departments. So, I do not have a favorite partner when that question is asked. I love them all the same, and I'm here for all of them. Jacek's like a brother to me. He used to come here all the time. He was he's married and has another life. And they're all family to me, man. They're all family. Yeah, there's not one I favor over the other. Absolutely not.
Yo, Bully fam, you ain't ready for this.
It's big money, big cars, big moves. It's Muscletone, brah, there ain't nothing to prove. The best breeds from the States to the Outback. Keep your eyes peeled, guaranteed you gon' learn that. Beanstalk, big boss on lock. If a canine was God, it would be this dog. Then Fuji, a movie, bad with the bougie. Dressed in designer, collar or Gucci. Fuck friends wanna get a dog. This is straight up facts, nothing like their love, nothing like their pride. They'll bark then bite, they won't fuck you round, won't tell you lies. All they wanna do is ride shotgun Lambo, chest like Kong, no fear like Rambo. Come to command to the voice and the hand froze. Best set their wrist to your mates and your mates bros. It started out with Magoo, then from there was a seed. From that seed grew a beast by the name Mr. Bean, and from Bean grew a beanstalk. Walks in like Matlock, cream of the crop, bloodline of some real dogs. 10 toes down, he stands 4 paws flat. I ain't ever gotta ask, he just has my back. He don't need no lead, he just follows me. I ain't even gotta speak, he just knows what I mean. Patrols in the late night to make sure the fans right, and back to the house where he sleeps by the kid's side. Yeah, blood's thick, but my pooch will be real tight. Of course, snitches rats, not a dog that don't sit right. Man's best friend by your side till the end. Need I say any more? Muscletone is the best. From Big Bashar to the land down under. Get your stacks out, dogs be ready in summer. Shout out to the whole Muscletone family worldwide. Nothing but love from Australia, lads. Hey Hamish, what do we say down here?
No one likes a bully unless it's a Muscletone bully.
Kane is in the building.
Really tryna fuck with Hollywood Code. I'm with Marley G, bro, flying Holly Grove chicks to my Hollywood shows. And I wanna tell you something that you probably should know. This that Slumdog Millionaire Bollywood flow. And my real friends never hearing from me. Fake friends write the wrong answers on the mirror for me. That's why I pick and choose, I don't get shit confused. I got a small circle, I'm not with different crews. We walk the same.
Unbelievable. Huh? You ever tried to taste?
building, but we got different views. I got a couple cars I never get to use. Don't like my women single, I like my chicks in two.
We on the way to do some collection. And for those that think it's easy, it's not easy being a stud owner, man. We traveled almost 2 hours just for you to do collections, man.
2 hours, do a couple of collections for clients, yeah. Yep, and it's on a regular basis. And I send someone, a worker, but when she's whelping, she can't be doing runs, she can't be handling the kennels, so I'm hard to find good staff. At one point I had everyone covered, too many screw-ups, too many mistakes. You gotta be on top of certain things yourself, you know what I mean? Especially as much as I travel, when I'm here, I like to do things myself to make sure at least it goes smooth while I'm here. But sometimes when I'm out of the country, things get screwed up, you know? They don't make it here on time, they miss the appointment, stuff like that. And that's the customer, that's mostly the vet, you know, so I stay on top of things, you know? Mistakes happen one time, they don't happen 2 times a week. But I learn from my mistakes. We gotta do this ourselves. We gotta go back and forth ourselves. I already have it. Take a smaller one. You want this one? Yeah.
That's a lot this time.
Should be the first one is a good one, right?
Well, it was
These
not fluid.
guys-
The first one was weird. This
Yeah.
one's good, yeah. All right, let's ship them. 2 different tubes in 1 box.
All was good.
Yeah, they're good. Both of them are.
Process after the collection here that we just saw.
Spin it, extender, box it with ice, and head to FedEx. Usually they ship it out of FedEx here, but being that it's so late in the day, FedEx already been by, so I gotta drop it off myself now. You know.
So this not easy, man.
No,
being a
it's not
stetto,
easy.
being a
It is not.
stetto.
It's a lot of work. There's a lot of work, a lot of money around. But then again, you got to consider, you know, you're getting $10,000-$15,000 here per package. So
This is for frozen semen, right? For sure.
this is for frozen seafood. So, you know, is it worth it? They worth the work? Most people don't make that in a day. Because what does it really cost me, right? The vet visit, which the client pays for as well, and the shipping. So really, it's completely profit.
And what I noticed too, you know how to work a lot of this stuff here. It's pretty much you did it. You know how to do it yourself.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't do it so long, you learn, you know. I mean, if you're gonna keep coming to the vet and have everything done for you, you never learn anything. I like to be a hands-on. I like to do things myself. I've been like that since the beginning. I want to know how to do my own AI. I want to know how to do my own collection. I want to know how to read, check the semen, and be able to check my own blood, draw my own blood for progesterones, how the progesterones work. You gotta understand every aspect of what you're doing. You know what I mean? When you get to that, when you understand every single thing, how genetics work, how diseases work, how certain genetic defects come from females and not from males, vice versa, and you'll be able to have a platform for breeding that works better. You know, you gotta comprehend everything. If you don't comprehend it, and it's never enough. You keep learning and learning and learning and learning. Every time you go, oh shit, I didn't know this. Something new. I gotta rethink everything. So. And then eventually you get it down to a science, and it is science.
Yeah,
right?
it's
You
what
get
it
down
is.
to science, and it gets better.
Yeah, I tell you, it wasn't fast for you at all. I seen people really struggle doing that, and
Oh,
it was
yeah?
that was
I'm
quick,
good
man. I ain't never seen nobody do it in like 2-3 minutes. It was done, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Grab them and it's done. Once you know where the semen was good, ship that. You know. So
You know, I got to ask you, Bashar, have you ever thought about setting up a facility like this at the Muscletone camp?
So in the UK we have a facility. We have a reproductive facility that Ryan and Thomas set up. It's a great idea. I thought in the past of doing it myself. The issue is being that I'm not a licensed veterinarian. I would need a licensed veterinarian on board in the United States that's doing the rules. And the liability and everything that was behind it, the amount of time and effort was not something that was worth it to me, considering my income was more than I needed already. So it was not something I felt like I wanted to invest in. You know, it's not that it wouldn't have been profitable. Absolutely, it would be very profitable. It would increase my income by quite a bit. But what about my life? Like how much time will I have for myself? Babysitting a clinic, babysitting this, babysitting that. The amount of time it would take to get it under autopilot, like I have Muscletone now, I would say about 10 years. To be fair, if you want to do things right, you know, it's not where you just dump money and walk out. People think they can do that. You can't do that. You got to babysit every business. And I would lose 10 years of my life. So it wasn't really. If I had someone I can trust 100% that is willing to go into business with me, I'd fund it and let them run it. But I'm not in a situation where I have a veterinarian and I can trust them 100%. You know, that would want me to fund it for them who didn't have the means themselves.
Yeah.
I trust Caesar 100%. He has his own clinic, he doesn't need me. If I had someone at a school that I trusted, you know, that's something we do. It's very cool.
Yeah, I always wondered that. Yeah, because I was like, man, I seen how easy and fluid it was for you, man, just to go up there, get the extender, get this, and look at the slides. I was like, damn, you might as well just have this at your facility then. But like you said, with
I could do it myself. I have everything I need at the facility. I can do my own semen, but I lack to do it at the vet. The reason being that if there's any issues, my vet can back me out. You check the semen, it was good. You know, it annoys me because when a female doesn't take, we give a repeat, and customers are like, oh, the semen was no good. The semen was checked before it left. The semen was checked when it arrived to your vet. Your vet saw that it was good, and then he inserted it into your female. If the female didn't take, it's not my stud. It's your female. 100% it's your female. Or
how often do you go through that? How often do you go through that? back and forth with
25, 30% of the time, bitches don't take from me sometimes. You know what I mean? It's just, and it's not necessarily the vet's fault or the timing's fault. Most of the time it's timing. Progesterones are not good. They're not using IDEX lab. They're using some in-house bullshit lab. Most of the time that's the issue. Sometimes just the female's not fertile. She's not producing fertile eggs. It happens. The progesterones could be all in place. That does not mean she's producing fertile eggs. And there's no way of checking that. You know, you can check you can check if she's cornified, if she's ready, if progesterones are ready, if she ovulated. You can check all those things, but it does not mean her eggs are fertile.
How often do you come here? In a week?
Sometimes 5, 6 times.
A week?
Every day.
Almost every day.
And sometimes, and I go a whole week without coming here once. It really just depends. It seems to me like when my bitches come in here, they all follow suit. And for some odd reason, everyone's females coming here at the same time as mine.
And they call you at
the same time. They all call me. So I've been here in the past, after like the beanstalk, 3 times in a row. And every single time I had 7, 8 mLs, and each one of them was 3 to 4 billion counts, which is unreal. And each one of those breedings were divided into 2 or 3 in every female term, So we breed 6, 7 dogs, the same 6, 7 females with one dog in one day. That's happened to me a couple of times. What are the odds? I gotta literally breed this dog to 6 bitches today.
Wow.
And he pulls it off. Not every dog can pull it off. Not in the past. I've told customers I can't do it. You call me last minute. I can ship it tomorrow. But you can also get the weekend issue. You can't FedEx things on a Sunday. You can't overnight things on a Saturday or Sunday. You can't FedEx things from Sunday to Monday. So if I ship Saturday, it arrives Monday. That you can miss your window of opportunity. Semen might go bad sitting that long. So this is long over here for Friday. This customer's dog is not ready till Sunday, so we're getting a 3-day extender. It'll arrive tomorrow. Hopefully get someone to do it for him on Sunday. But at least it'll arrive and it'll be in the fridge and not in a box somewhere, post office.
The American Bully lifestyle, man.
Yeah.
So it looks like the next step in the process now is just packing this shit up and sending it out FedEx today.
Correct. So she's gonna package it up, print a label for us. Like I said, usually they get picked up, but being later in the day, we're gonna have to drop it off and we'll take you to the airport. So.
I gotta ask you that because literally, you mean to tell me there's nothing close to you in Naples that you really have to drive this far?
Nobody that compares to these guys here. Nobody.
Wow, that's dedication.
They're the best. Tell them how good you are.
I'll let you do it first.
They're worth the drive, trust me.
Stops, Bashar.
It never stops. I don't understand why she shipped it somewhere and then they said they won't do the breeding and then now they have to ship it out. So confusing.
Now I gotta ask you, Bashar, as we're wrapping things up, man, with the interview, I wanted to get your top 5 all-time favorite Muscletone dogs.
My favorite of all time is Kaza. I've always had a soft spot for Kaza. I love Apollo as well too. I would say the right order would be Stella, which is Magoo's mom, and I would say Kaza second. If you're talking like my favorite, like the ones that I held to heart.
Yes.
Apollo would be definitely one of them. Bean, I was really close with them, and Magoo as well. Those would be my ultimate dogs. As in the best overall dogs I've ever produced that I feel changed Muscletone, changed the American Bully breed in general. Magoo definitely falls into the category, but we have to remember Stella made Magoo, so those two have to be on top of the list. Bean did more than Kaza did, by far. It was a better specimen. So Grand Champion Mr. Bean was definitely probably the ultimate dog of all time to change history, right after Magoo. And I would say today is definitely Beanstalk. But I have to include amongst those Claude. And the reason I have to include Claude is because he was the best ABKC dog in the race. He was an extreme dog and was unbeatable almost in the ring. I mean, he was undefeated for the longest time. People don't realize how
how incredible Claude did in the show ring. But there are so many Muscletone dogs. To limit myself to 5 would be really almost impossible, because each one of them brought something to the table that was very, very important to allow everything to grow and continue. We cannot forget the noise Nemesis makes, being as extreme as he is, doing the stack-offs and the production he's doing. We cannot forget Nemesis out of the equation. We cannot forget a lot of the dogs. We cannot forget what Lester brought to the table, and Smigo, and Brabus in Romania. There's so many Muscletone dogs that have brought so many. Bison, probably one of the best producing dogs of all time is Bison. There's so many Muscletone dogs out there that are big name dogs who are part of that list. I really cannot limit to the 5. So if I'm going to have a limit, it's going to be my favorite dogs that obviously I choose them because I had them in my house, so I kind of grew attachment to them, are going to be Stella, Magoo, Kaza, and Bean, and Apollo. So those would be my 5. And it's only because I have a soft spot for them, because they were in my house. They rode in the cars with me. They went on walks with me. They cuddled with me. So, you develop an attachment to them. So I try to keep the dogs in the kennels, because it becomes really hard to separate yourself from them. So, but else than that, I can't name just 5 dogs and say, well, these are the 5 best dogs of all time Muscletone. There's really no such thing, because, they each brought something different to the table. One is a better dog in the ring. One is a better overall extreme. One is the best producing dog of his time, and then he got surpassed by one of his offsprings. One started everything, and then on and on and on. It's like the list goes on. One has the best body, one has the best head, one has the biggest head. It's like the goal was to bring them all to one. Beanstalk is the closest thing to that.
Man, I truly appreciate your time, man. Just giving the insight into the Muscletone camp, Muscletone philosophy, and the dogs.
Absolutely. Thank you. Anytime, man.
Hey, there you have it. Bully Talk Zeb Pitts. We're out. What's good, Bully World? This is Zeb, your host, Bully Talk with Zeb Pitts. I'm down here in Florida, bringing you breaking news on today. Today, we have the biggest seller of American Bully in American Bully history. And of course, it's brought to you again by Bashar the Muscletone Bullies. With this sale, who was the dog that sold today, Bashar?
Muscletone's Beanstalk, the one and only.
Turn slight left to northwest 38th
Full value price of Muscletone Beanstalk, as you all know. We had to surpass the $1 million for Bean and Kaza. And so we're up in those numbers, way higher than that. So the full value of Muscletone's Beanstalk is $4 million. The actual sale of Beanstalk, we'll let you know really soon.
Turn left to northwest.
Now, with that being said, because we're going to not give full information at this time, but I just wanted to know from you, will you be a part of going over there to Australia when he opens up the facilities?
Absolutely. The big opening is going to have one big bang on it. Absolutely. That facility is unbelievable. I'm sure some of you have seen the videos. We're going to post some more of it. It's going to be probably the most impressive facility, and we're going to have one unbelievable party going on when we throw that in Australia. We're all going out that way. Roy Jones is coming out. Jeff Moss is coming out. Pretty much all the big name guys that are supporting Muscletone, as well as the Muscletone partners. We're all going to try to be there. I'm going to be there. Trisha going to be there. Muscletone Kuwait going to be there.
Yeah.
So, most of us are going to probably be there for sure to support my boy Jamie.
Here in Florida, a lot of people might be surprised, might not be surprised. The biggest seller in American Bully history with the sale of Beanstalk. How did that all come about?
The sale of Beanstalk. My new partner in Australia, Jamie, is going hard. I've never seen anyone go so hard on an opening of a kennel. I mean, he went all out. He already had $500,000 into dogs from me within 2-3 months of purchasing some Beanstalk offsprings on his own. All of them in the 6 figures, pretty much. Pretty much every dog he bought was in the 6 figures, or really close to the 6 figures. And some passed it. They were over $500,000, and then he decided that, he just wants to own the damn dog. He just wants to own Beanstalk. He's going to be able to make his own productions with it. He
just could not get enough of Beanstalk and what he was doing. I don't blame the guy, except I didn't want to really part with Beanstalk completely all the way, so the dog is being sold in a co-ownership. So the full entire value of the dog is $4 million. The purchase price is $2 million on a 50-50% go.
You know, speaking on that, right? Why, for you, the Muscletone blood?
But because they're complete dogs, you know, complete, their body structure's right, their head structure's right, they're consistent. It's like anytime you get consistency, because to me consistency beats everything. When you got something that's good and it can be consistently good, I mean, you stop to think about me. Okay, I lose a fight here and there, but for 12 years before I lost, I was consistent year in and year out. Nobody could beat me. You understand me? Eventually, all things come to an end. But for 12 years, taking on anybody, everything that came my way, they couldn't beat me. When somebody did beat me, did they reign for 12 years? No. Did they reign for 5 years? No. So it's like, when you champ, and you true pound for pound champ, you reign for almost like a decade, taking on all challenges. If you can't do that, you're not really a champ. But Shaw has done that in his dog world. Hate him or like him, love him or hate him, he still has proven himself to be consistent over the years. That's the biggest thing.
You know, that's a great point what you said. You know, with a champion, they consistently fighting the best. Now, let's equate that over into the boxing world. Both of you and I are involved in the boxing world. Do you feel these young fighters today?
No, it's too many. All these 135-pounders and they're not fighting each other. How? The 135-pound division right now is loaded. We don't know who the best is. Why don't we know? Because they don't fight each other. Why don't they fight each other? Some have promoters that don't want to mix. Some have managers that don't want to mix. A lot of reasons they're not fighting each other. Point being is, the boxing fan, the boxing enthusiast, the boxing lover like myself is cheated out of knowing who is the best of today's time because they don't fight each other. So we need to figure out a way that they get paid probably for it. I'm not against that. But they need to be fighting each other so we find out who's the best.
And that's what I explained to him at the beginning. Win or lose, you're gonna win.
Why you think people hate you so much? Because, you know, we go back to the ABK State Nationals when we had that interview.
Why they hate me?
Because you keep it real.
I really don't fuck why they hate me. Everyone has a reason to do what they do, that is logical or correct or not. That's on them. They have a choice, they have an opinion, just like I do. But I don't think it means enough for me to care why they don't like me. You can't make the world love you, man. I don't need people's validation. All I need is my girl to love me, my friends to be good with me.
But
you know,
what do you say?
my close
You have
people.
to love someone to hate him.
Yeah, plus, that's
so
very
they already
true.
love him.
At the end of the day, hate, like I said, the opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is indifference. It means you don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, right? That's the opposite of love. When you hate someone, you have to love them first. You have to love them to put enough passion into it to not like them. Because you feel a certain way every time you see them. It's like jealousy inside, you're staring you up. It's because you have an admiration for them and love for them, but you don't want to admit to it because it's eating you up because you don't have part of it.
Okay.
And that hurts. So, you hate. I don't know, it's not very logical to me because I don't feel that way, but I guess that's what I learned.
Overall, experience like this today with the one-on-one stack-offs, would you say that's a great thing for the American bully community?
Absolutely. We started off this breed with stack-offs. That's what it's always about. You know, we didn't always all have show dogs. There's a time when we made extreme dogs. They were, let's be honest, some of them were train wrecks, but they were impressive. And we, believe it or not, we built on those dogs to get where we are today. I mean, not complete train wrecks, but somewhat had a lot of faults. Way more faults than Beanstalk or Cash has. Yet we built on them and we bred on them. We have dogs in the 80-pound pocket range that are grand champion material, perfect, not perfect, but close to perfect specimens. Apollo's a great example of one. Bean, grand champion Bean's a great example of one. Kaza was a good example of one. Bison is a phenomenal example of one. Claude, on and on, the list goes on. But at the end of the day, we're trying to go bigger now. Like we got to surpass what we already started. And I don't know why people get mad at that. It's like, oh, why can't you just be happy? If you're happy, you stop growing. You have to have something to strive forwards to. So when you reach a certain goal, you're like, okay, I'm here, now I need to go here, right? All right, I'm here, okay, now I need to go here. It's never enough. As human beings, we're never completely satisfied, let's be honest. And as much as people say we should be, I disagree. Because it's those who are not satisfied that have built the world we have today. Those that get satisfied, sit back and live the luxury of those who weren't satisfied, whatever they gave to them in life. So it takes people who go forward
Like when emperors built Rome, it was never enough, more and more and more, but that's what made Rome what it was. It's what made America what it is today. And it's the same with the dogs. You have never be satisfied. You gotta keep conquering and going forward. But you can't do it by talking shit, hating on people, and lying. You gotta be upfront and honest with yourself. Like, hey, this dog is this. Beanstalk is no show dog. When I put Beanstalk in the show at the ABKC National, it was to make noise and make people talk. I knew he was no show dog. I already knew.
You do it for a reason.
Yeah, I do it for a reason. I make mistakes, but when it comes to marketing, I make calculated mistakes. Calculated mistakes means it seems like a mistake to you, but it was on purpose for me. That's the difference. So, and it's no different today. It was a calculated decision.
You know, with that being said, with the ABKC being the foundation of the American Bully breed.
Sure is.
What, in your opinion, what can they do to get back to that, to bring out the big name dogs at the shows, to have fun stacking off again?
It really comes down to the ones who are making the decisions. I'm not sure if Dave is by himself making those decisions, or I believe he has a team of people who are on it, like judges, that are also making decisions with him, and they got to put a vote to it. So it's not a one-person thing, from what I understand. That's really up to them. The ABKC, that's their baby. Muscletone's my baby. I show up to the shows, I do my thing. The ones who like it follow, the ones who want dogs buy it. You know, I help advertise for people, market for people. I do my thing. I could retire tomorrow. I don't need this. I do this because I love it. I do this because it's passion, because Muscletone is a legacy. When I'm gone, it's gonna pass on. You know, we're worldwide. We're not just small kennel that's gonna go away tomorrow. I know people have been wanting to shut me down for years, but
for years,
for years. Every year, this is last year. You're gonna got a business next year, and next year I'm bigger. It's like, you can't do that. You can't.
You know, I have to ask you about one person and get your thoughts on where his mindset was when he reached out to you, and that's Nikos Brown with the Muscle Merles movement.
Nikos. I love Nikos. Nikos is a cool ass dude. He's a brother to me, man. I like that guy. Nikos loves Muscletone. He's been a big...
From day one.
When we did the Magoo video, the first time with Magoo was like 11, 12 months. When, I can't remember, I think it was Illinois or... I can't remember what's... Indiana or something like that. I can't remember what show it was. You made a video, and he was on it right after me, right? Mm-hmm. And he was showing off his Muscletone blood too. Nikos, that bitch, by the way, that Merle bitch, that's a bad bitch. That bitch will outstock cash. That's a bad bitch. She stood next to Beanstalk. They were about the same size. That's a bad bitch. And I think
he's got a Beanstalk litter dropping soon, because I'm gonna actually
tried so many times
be exclusive
too,
with that.
I think it was like his second or third try, and he made a trip down here, did AIs, but this time he did a surgical, and sure shit it took. I think that's gonna be a badass litter. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, somebody crawled up here. Absolutely. Her, yeah.
Hey, sweetie. There we go.
She's an American bully.
Is it okay to pet her?
Oh yeah. She's real nice, real nice. Nice. Not bad.
I say I normally don't brag, but I'm feeling good today. Pocket full of money and I'm single, by the way. Hey, tell me where they at and I bet you I'ma be there. She said that I can have her when I want, but I don't need her. I'm hopping up that red thing.
Hashtag money in the safe, yeah. Money in the bank, yeah. Money every day, I got money every day, yeah. Money in the safe, yeah. Money in the bank, yeah. Money every day, I got money every day.
productions will be sold with their very own NFT. So you'll get a photo of your puppy with his very own NFT.
We came a long way, man. We just came a long way. And we sitting on.
Little bit of this, a little bit of that. Come alive at night. And let's see how you shake that back, vibrate. Let's see how you make that clap. Little bit of this, a little bit of that. Come alive at night. And let's see how you shake that back, vibrate. Let's see how you make that clap. No doubt in my mind that my time will come. All I done was stick to the grind. Bro, got the dog parked off. It's willing to bark if it gets out of line. Am I lying? She wanna complain all the time. Goodbye, I deleted that bitch off my line. I'm on my job, I'm occupied, but I do a bit of this on the side. Little bit of this.
Talking about all around dog. Everyone wants to talk crap. Look at that rear. Look at that massive rear. So tired of people talking smack. Freaking monster right there. From head to toe. All muscle. Shoulders, rear. Everyone wants to talk crap. Nobody's even seen the dog. Just going off what other people say. Look at this. It's a video. You guys can say whatever you want. No one's stacking him. Just doing his own thing. That's what it's like to have a beast running around your backyard. King of extreme right there. Look at that. Pure freaking muscle movement. This is a real American bully. Not an exotic, but the real deal. We built all around dogs here, regardless of what other people try to say to knock us down when they can't beat us. All around dogs. We may not be perfect, but to carry that kind of substance in mass, ain't no dog compared. Not yet, ever.